To resolution number 7, introduced by Commissioner Glenda Davis. Commissioner Davis, you have the floor, please.
To the Honorable Jeff Barrett, co-chairman and members of the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners, in regular session met this 29th day of August 2022. Resolution in reference to approve $200,000 be allocated to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department Drug Fund from the Baby Doe settlement. Whereas Hawkins County, Tennessee was awarded $1,657,905 in the opioid lawsuit, aka Baby Doe, in November 2021. A portion of that Baby Doe money has been allocated for the development of the Northeast Tennessee Regional Drug Treatment Facility. And whereas the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department is on the front lines of combating the opiate and drug problems in our county, and is always in need of extra funding to curtail and combat this problem. And whereas the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department Drug Fund is used for drug enforcement equipment needs and training officers, therefore be it resolved that $200,000 be allocated and distributed to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department Drug Fund out of the Baby Doe funds received. And below is the budget amendments as follows. Mr. Barrett, I won't read that. I so met with Mr. Co-Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Davis. Resolution's been presented by Commissioner Davis. It has received a second by Commissioner Barker. Is there any discussion or questions regarding resolution number 7?
Mr. Barrett, I recognize Tony Allen with the Sheriff's Department.
I'll step away from my notice just for a second. Just on behalf of Sheriff Lawson, just as a reminder, most of these cases, 95% of these cases that involves any type of drugs coming from Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. We're actually the ones who's, we work with them epidemic. We're on there working with meth epidemic. We've got heroin coming in. Yes, it affects these children. Absolutely. Great cause. But remember, we've requested the least involved with Baby Doe money. And one of the ones who's fighting the ground. So just wanted to remind you of that we have requested the least.
Chief down really quick. Can you summarize the drug fund started taking a pretty big hit here recently? Can you summarize why that happened?
I am concerned on behalf of the sheriff that whenever we took office, we had a pretty good chunk in there. Our seizures has went way down. State law has changed so much. And we just don't get the seizures like we did. We do get a little bit of cash seizures, but they're not smart. I mean, they go to green dot cards and other forms of currency inside the drug world. And our seizures are going down. And I think Mr. Buchanan, me and him was talking about this before. We're going down and down and down. And I might want to go ahead and tell you, probably next year or year after, if you want a drug fund, it's going to have to be supported by something else besides seizures, because it will not work. It's, I think we're at probably well under $200,000 now, jump out right there.
That's fair number.
And that's what pays for our overtime, that's what pays for your confidential informants and so on, not getting too much into detail of that. But that's basically what supports the sheriff's office. It's usually not, it's not your general fund that supports the drug side of it, except for the salaries. That's about the only thing it supports. Sheriff Lawson set it up with the drug fund, does it that way. So, at least requested, just wanted to make everybody remind of that. Thank you for your time.
Okay. Commissioner Goins.
Yes, I'd like to propose an amendment to the resolution and double this to make it $400,000. Yes. How am I supposed to work? That will be the same as we gave the judges.
Yeah.
It will be the same amount. I feel that the Sheriff's Department needs this money. And I'd just like to request that we amend the resolution to $400,000 out of Baby Doe.
Okay. We have a motion to make an amendment to increase it from $200,000 up to $400,000. Do we have a second on the motion for the amendment? Okay. Seeing no second for the proposed amendment, the proposed amendment will fail for lack of a second.
Have someone on the board to speak, I don't know if that's appropriate.
Commissioner Trent, I'm sorry.
I wanted to ask Mr. Allen if vehicles could be bought with this money.
Out of the drug fund,
Yes.
you, see all the Tahoes that's been driven around?
Yeah.
That was purchased with drug fund money.
Okay.
A couple of my trucks, Sheriff Lawson's trucks, your trucks, taxpayers' trucks, has been purchased out of the, drug fund. I can only think of, I've got one on order that should be in this week, and one other one that has not been purchased out of the drug fund.
And about how much are those vehicles?
When I bought Tahoes, they were 45,000 apiece. That was, which they've got 300,000 miles on them, so they're pretty much gone now. The trucks are running around 200,000 miles. But yes, the W of the Office County is pay for the trucks that the narcotics guys drive around.
I would love to have asked this question earlier. I would have seconded the amendment. You want me to make another
What'd she say?
amendment?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Commissioner Trent, I didn't hear what you said. Could you repeat that?
I would like to repeat Valerie's amendment to the resolution. We voted on it, right? She didn't get a second. I have some questions to ask before we would have made a second. I guess my timing was not good. Is it kosher for me to ask for a second amendment to this resolution?
You got to make an amendment.
That's what I'm.
Yeah, I think you probably need to, I guess, make the motion to amend it.
Well, since the motion failed,
Which,
since the motion failed due to a second for Valerie's, I believe a motion might carry if we gave them $300,000. That's a good sum, and they need it. They need the vehicles, I know that. So I would like to state a motion, an amendment to the motion to provide them with an additional $100,000 instead of the $200,000 that Valerie said. It would make the whole sum $300,000. Now, is that good enough? I'm saying,
I believe so. You're basically wanting to amend the original resolution and change the amount up to $300,000.
that is correct.
Okay,
And I'll
so,
say about each of them.
okay. So we've got a motion on the floor, which has been, received a second from Commissioner Jones to change it from $200,000 up to $300,000. So, do we have any discussion on the resolution as amended?
Give us just a minute. I'll get it in.
Did, anybody have any discussion? Okay, okay, I think we did, okay. Commissioner Fields, looks like you're first.
I guess what I was thinking, and nothing wrong with the amendments and everything, should this not go back in front of the budget committee, being the sum it is? I mean, it may be, but everything else would maybe go in front of the budget committee. That's just a question, if only has an answer, then I guess it doesn't matter.
Give me just a second.
It's amendment to the resolution.
It went in front of the budget committee.
It did,
It did.
to move it up another $100,000?
No, not that
That's what
far,
I'm
just the
saying. It's already
original.
went from the budget
Sorry,
committee.
just the original.
Yeah, if we're gonna bump it up, if we're gonna spend this another $100,000, I'm asking, should this not go back to the budget committee to oversee this again? I understand it does not have to go back. I'm asking a question. It's just, I'm talking out loud, put it that way. You know, could it go back? Courtesy, could it go back? Withdraw question.
The only reason I did the amendment and didn't plan to send it back is we know we have the funds there, and what could be a better way to spend some of these funds that are left and to help the sheriff's department out who are fighting and trying to start this. So, that was just my thoughts, Dawson.
I agree. No, I don't dispute that. I guess when it comes to money, no matter what it's for, no matter what organization it's for, when it comes to a decent sum of money, I guess most people, at least me, I'd like to see that in the packet so I can research it and look at it and at least know, not get hit with, $200,000 or $100,000 at one time. And that was just my way of thinking anyway, but it may not be, Go ahead.
It should go back.
That's just my way of thinking, it doesn't matter. It's fine with me if it passes, they need the money, I'm just saying, it's just, so that's courtesy, it'd be easier to, 21 people, we don't have time to think about it, so to get hit with it.
Okay, Commissioner DeWitt.
Yeah, I just want to clarify, probably Eric is the best one to answer this, and you all may know, but I wanted to clarify. We were awarded 1.658 million, correct?
Yeah.
And we had 1.657,905, so I just rounded it to 1.658. And we've already committed $400,000 to the rehabilitation center, correct? $300,000 to Isaiah 117, correct? Mm-hmm. And then, is there anything else we have committed any of this to?
Not currently.
Okay. So if we're at 300,000 here, we're committing $1 million total out of the 1.658. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. I just wanted to make that clarification. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. DeWitt. Okay, Commissioner Barrett.
I noticed we had these two resolutions. I think last month Judge Ross came and asked for money. How come there's no resolution for him? He didn't show up or something?
We asked him to come back with a proposal. And came back.
Okay. I was just wondering how come he wasn't in none of this, so.
Well, it's gonna leave us 657,905 after this $1 million. That's the revenue. We still have $650,000, 651,000.
I
I'd like to add this, I'm not on board with Mike, he was actually asked 2-3 months ago, maybe not him directly, but the lady that worked with him, I don't remember her name. She was at a budget committee and was asked to bring stuff back, and nothing ever did come back, so.
I believe if my recollection is correct, I believe actually Commissioner Kearns at the last meeting asked for the vaccine fix. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, I made a request for that, and I've heard nothing.
Okay.
And if they wanna make a request, there's still $658,000.
Exactly.
Go ahead. Civil, were you next, or
Yeah.
were you on next?
Yes, thank you. I just feel like that if we're willing to send $400,000 out of the county, which is to a good cause, it is to a good cause, and it includes convicted felons, but we should be able to support our sheriff's department with enough of this money for it to make a difference. Thank you.
Commissioner Carter.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I'd like to clarify that. I want you to know that I'm 100% agreeing for all of this, but when it comes back to Judge Ross, that request was made only to let us know what that money was going to be for, how, when, and where. And that request was made, and I haven't heard anything back. I don't know if anybody else has.
Okay. Do we have any more discussion regarding the?
I have a question.
Thank you.
Question's been called for, so we will vote on the resolution as amended.
You go for the amendment, don't you?
I'm sorry. Got to vote on the amendment first. Cast your votes on the amendment.
He's thinking, he's thinking.
14 yes, 4 no, 3 absent.
Okay. The amendment passed. Now then, we will vote on the original resolution as amended. We're ready to vote. Okay, everybody's ready to vote. Cast your votes for the resolution as amended.
Vote as amended.
15 yes, 3 no, 3 absent.